Hi guys, it's Alyssa. I am here with another reading today. Today's topic is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be talking about illusion versus reality. Think about a particular relationship or situation that you're involved in, and what we're going to do is try to find out whether your perception of that situation is in alignment with the reality of it. Does that make sense? So is it really how it appears to be on the surface? That's basically what we're going to try to find out today. We have 4 piles of cards to choose from. I have the top cards facing up so that you can see them, because I really want you to try to make your choice based on the concept on each of the cards. Which one resonates with you most right now? So for pile 1, we have trust. For pile 2, we have freedom. For pile 3, we've got balance. And for pile 4, we have compassion. Okay, so those are your options. I will give you a moment to make your choice, and while you're doing that, I just want to say thank you really quickly to all of my viewers, all of my subscribers. I really appreciate you a lot. It still is really special to me how much support you guys give me so consistently, and I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate you all. Also, reminder that I do have a Patreon open now, so if you would like to make a donation or whatever, I do have like exclusive videos that are going up there every week. On Mondays I do a weekly energy reading, and then usually later in the week I upload either an exclusive pick a card or some kind of vlog-ish type thing, or a blog post about something witchy or esoteric or whatever I want to talk about that week. So yeah, that's just a reminder. The links, all of my links will be in the description box as usual. Patreon, my wish list, my PayPal, and also my Etsy store where you can purchase a private reading from me. This is probably going to be uploaded on Friday, June 14th. I currently am not taking orders for private readings right now. They will be reopened tomorrow, June 15th, Saturday. So, yeah, if you want to get a private reading from me, you'll have to wait until tomorrow to make your purchase, because I've been honestly swamped with private readings. And so I occasionally have to close orders so that I can like catch up, because I can only do so many orders in one day. Anyway, I've talked for long enough. We're gonna go ahead and get started with pile number 1, you guys. I got a new desk chair, and it's kind of squeaky, so I'm sorry if it's loud, but it is so much more comfortable than my old one, so I think it's a fair trade-off, to be honest. Alright, pile 1. So your like overall theme for this reading is trust. Okay, so let's see what other cards we have here. Okay, so what is the illusion of whatever situation that you have on your mind? For this, we have the deception card. Someone is wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. So this is interesting coming up in this position. So what this means is that the illusion here is that there's some kind of deception, which would imply that in reality, there is no deception happening. So maybe you're thinking that someone is being dishonest, that someone is not being truthful with you or not being forthcoming about something, but this card is suggesting, like, in this particular position, that that's not really the case. That, you know, if you're thinking someone's being dishonest, that they're really not. They're really being truthful with you or being upfront. So that's interesting, guys. The truth of the situation, we have prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. So this is a really, like, overwhelmingly positive card. This is a new moon, so new moons are about new beginnings, and also this card talks about prosperity. It talks about good times on the horizon. So that's representing the truth of the situation, the reality. So what I'm getting here is basically, I feel like you are distrustful of someone or something. You're thinking maybe that it's too good to be true. You're thinking maybe that it's something's being hidden from you. But what this is saying is that the reality is that there is nothing that's being hidden from you, and whatever this situation is, it's actually has a lot of potential to go in a really positive direction. So how the situation appears, we have the Y card in the reverse. So this card talks about, like, evaluating your motives, understanding, like, why you want the things you want, why you're doing the things you're doing. With it being in the reverse position, there is kind of this energy of, like, pettiness that can come with this card. It's kind of like, you know, think about why you're doing a particular thing. Is it for a good reason, or is it because you, I don't know, want to get back at somebody for something, or you want to, like, stroke your ego or whatever? So this situation you're thinking about, it might look like whoever else is involved has ulterior motives. It might look like, again, someone's not being straight up. But the truth of the situation, we have stay optimistic about your love life. We're not interpreting this literally, so this doesn't have to be about your love life specifically. But what this is saying is that in reality, this is a positive thing. This is something that you should be optimistic about and looking forward to, because what I'm getting here is that there are no ulterior motives. There isn't anything that you necessarily need to be worried about. I don't think that anyone is trying to play you. I don't think anyone's trying to hurt you in any way. I think that maybe you are just maybe kind of overly cautious in this situation, and you may have every reason to be cautious. But what I'm getting is that wariness, that caution is a little bit unfounded. So we have some clarifiers here as well. We've got the Queen of Cups, we've got the Six of Wands, and we have the Lover's card. So the Queen of Cups talks about unconditional love. The Queen of Cups talks about really strong connections between people, really deep, profound emotions. The Six of Wands is about victory, success, recognition. And the Lover's card is about union, partnerships, again, love. It can talk about third-party situations or having some kind of choice to make. But I'm not really getting that in this particular context. I don't think that interpretation is really relevant here, unless you're thinking that someone you're involved with has a third party going on, that maybe they're involved with somebody else. But if that's something you're thinking, I don't think that's really the case, because again, I feel like whoever you're thinking about is being pretty upfront with you about things. So I'm thinking, like, you guys, I feel like you guys, these cards are showing us, like, the kind of energy that this situation has the potential to grow into. Okay, or this is energy that's already kind of present, but maybe you're just not, like, embracing it because you are feeling so cautious. But again, it's like this, whatever this thing is that you're thinking about or you're asking about, it's like there is whoever else is involved, I feel like has really pure intentions towards you, and I feel like this is a person who really does care about you a lot, and wants the best for you. And maybe you are struggling to believe that for whatever reason. It's possible that maybe in the past you have had negative experiences either with this particular person or in a situation similar to this one, and that could be, you know, contributing to this wariness that you have. We also have the Emperor card being here, so you may have this feeling like, again, somebody else involved here is being selfish, or they are very self-interested. They have ulterior motives, like I said already. And you might think that whatever this is, it's something that can't possibly go in the direction that, go in a favorable direction. It's like with the Ten of Wands, this card is about something that's burdensome. It's about like something that is weighing you down, and something that, with it being a 10, 10s are associated with completion, something that you ultimately have to let go of. But again, I think this is like, this is just how you're perceiving it, but that's not the reality. I kind of feel like you are maybe projecting this kind of like, these kind of negative energies onto this person or onto this situation because of past experiences that you've had. I get this impression like you're just, you know, you don't want to be vulnerable, you don't want to be hurt, and that's very understandable. However, I do get this energy of like cynicism here. And so your Trust card is really just saying like, you know, you just kind of have to have faith that whoever you're dealing with here has your best interests in mind. I think that they do, okay? I think they really do. And you just kind of have to trust that. Trust that they're being honest with you. Because I feel like, again, you might be projecting onto this person some negative things. And it's kind of like you know how anxiety is something that happens in our brain. It's the result of like, you know, chemicals in our brain being released, and the purpose is to help protect us. You know, it's supposed to help us like detect dangerous or potentially dangerous situations, right? But for a lot of people, it is overactive. Those chemicals that cause those feelings are overactive, and they are released in situations that actually are not dangerous, that actually cannot hurt us. And that's how people get like, you know, problems with anxiety, like debilitating anxiety, that kind of thing. I feel like that's kind of what's happening here. It's like you're very cautious about this situation because you are trying to protect yourself, but it's like it's caution where caution is not really warranted. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. That might have been kind of a sloppy metaphor, but that was the first thing that came to my mind. I want to pull out one of the Angel Answers Oracle cards and see if there is anything else that they would like to add. Any maybe like potential outcome or advice for you in this situation. Let's see. What do we have for pile 1? Remain positive. Okay, so that's basically the same thing as the Stay Optimistic card. Yeah. Basically, I'm going to say it again. I think you're being a bit overly cynical when it comes to this particular person or this situation that you're dealing with. And again, you could have every right to be cynical. I'm not saying that you're wrong for being cynical. What I'm saying is that more than likely, based on what these cards are saying, you don't need to be. Okay? So, yeah, pile one, that's really all the messages that I have for you. I hope this was helpful. This, like I said, is something different. I haven't really done any readings like this before, so I hope that y'all got something out of this. Also, just remember, this is a general reading, so it's not going to be 100% applicable to every person who watches it. So just keep that in mind. Take what applies to you and leave the rest behind. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Leave me a comment, let me know your thoughts, and I hope that I see you next time. We're going to move on now to pile number 2. Alright, pile 2. You guys had the Freedom card. Alright, so let's see what else you have. Okay. So the first card I'm going to pull out of this pile is going to represent the illusion, illusion of this situation. And for that, we have this very interesting card, New Love. It says a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So this is kind of interesting to be representing the illusion here, because this is implying that maybe you are or have recently gotten involved with some kind of new romantic interest, or maybe you're thinking that someone is romantically interested in you, but in this position, this would be implying that that may not really be the case. For the truth, or the reality, we have full moon in Capricorn, the end of a tough cycle approaches. So this card does talk about endings. This card does talk about, okay. All right. So, right away, the scenario that I'm getting here is that maybe you are involved with somebody that you have history with, that where things maybe didn't go so well in the past, and now you and this person are maybe trying to start fresh, trying to start over, and you're feeling very optimistic about that, but the impression or the vibe that I'm getting is that this new beginning may not be a lasting thing, or this may be a connection that ultimately it would be better to let go of, with the Freedom card being here. So let's see what other cards we have. How the situation appears. We have the To Be Fair card. So this card talks about balance, stability, fairness, justice. It's pretty much equivalent to the Justice card in the tarot. So as far as how the situation appears, this tells me that on the surface, it looks like this relationship or this connection is balanced out, that it has stabilized. Maybe it appears as though the person you're dealing with has changed for the better. But the truth is that, or the reality of the situation, we have give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. So this tells me that maybe the person you're thinking of hasn't actually changed as much as it seems, or they seem to have changed. Does that make sense? Because this card implies that there's still work to be done. Okay? All right, we have some clarifiers here. We've got the Five of Cups, we've got the Tower, and we've got the Ten of Wands. So what these cards are telling me is that definitely there have been some conflicts between you and this person in the past. With the Five of Cups being here, I think that it's like a... Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. So this totally could be an ex, or somebody that you were involved with in the past. Maybe they didn't have an opportunity to become an ex. Maybe you never actually officially got together in a relationship, but something happened. There was this big tower moment. They walked away from you. Maybe they, let this relationship go, or let this connection go. And now they're back. And now you're feeling like the two of you are going to have this opportunity. With the Six of Cups, this is like a return, something from the past returning to you. And now you're feeling like you're going to have an opportunity to rebuild, right? To kind of renovate this foundation that you guys have and build something new, something better on top of it. However, I think that there is still work that needs to be done. There's still changes that need to be made with this person. And I don't think it's anything that, for most of you, I don't think it's anything that you really have any kind of control over. It's just I just get this impression that whoever you're thinking about hasn't changed as much as they have led you to believe, or they are leading you to believe. And so what these cards are telling me is that it might be in your best interest to kind of let this connection go, at least for the time being, kind of detach yourself with the Freedom card, and give this person more time to sort themselves out. Does that make sense? I'm just getting somebody's not being super upfront. And it's interesting because pile one's reading was pretty much the opposite. It was pile one, the illusion was that someone was being deceptive, but the reality was that there was no deception, whereas here it's kind of the opposite energies. So I want to pull out one of these cards and see if there's anything that they would like to add. Any additional messages or advice for pile two. Okay, that's interesting. We have the Yes card here. Let's see. We have abundance, we have peaceful resolution, and we have wait. Oh, okay. I got you. So, this is not saying that this particular person or this particular relationship is bad for you necessarily, but I think it is saying that you might be rushing into this too much or too quickly. There is potential for this to be a really positive connection and a peaceful one, and one that you can feel safe and secure in, but there is this energy of waiting. It's not yet. It's there's still work to be done. There's still changes that need to be made. So I'm kind of getting this situation maybe hasn't changed as much as you think it has. And so that's why you're being advised to kind of wait, to kind of detach, let go, and give this connection or this person or whatever more time to mature. Does that make sense, guys? That's the feeling that I'm getting with these cards. Because I feel like the reality is that, again, things are not as different as you think they are. They haven't changed as much as you think they have. And so I'm kind of seeing just a repeat of maybe what happened in the past. So it's they're suggesting that you kind of distance yourself a little bit to protect yourself from being hurt again or experiencing more conflict with this person. Does that make sense, guys? So, yeah, that might not be something that you were hoping to hear about, group 2. But that's the message that I have for you. Keep in mind, this is just a general reading. It's not going to apply 100% to every person who sees it. So take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. And if none of it resonates with you, then this wasn't the reading for you. I hope you enjoyed anyway. And I want to thank you for watching. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Yeah, I hope I see you next time, pile 2. We're going to move on now. It is time for pile number 3. So pile 3, your overall theme for your reading is balance. So let's see what that means for y'all. So the illusion in this particular situation, we have past life relationship. So that's interesting that it's coming up in the illusion position. It says you have known each other before. So what this tells me is that some of you, okay, right away I'm getting this energy of like someone being idealized, or somebody thinking that there is more to a connection than there really is, or more to a relationship than there really is. Somebody really just like romanticizing a particular person. So maybe you're really idealizing or romanticizing a certain person or a certain relationship that you're involved in. For the truth, we have, or the reality, we have balance, spirituality, and practicality. So that's interesting. We've got 2 cards here that are talking about balance. So what this is saying is that, okay, so you might be really feeling super excited about a certain person or a certain relationship, and that's okay. However, what this card is telling me is that you need to kind of rein it in a little bit. You might need a little shot of practicality in this situation, or rationality in this situation. Maybe you're thinking that you have met like your soulmate or your twin flame or whatever, and maybe you have, but I kind of just get this impression like you're not viewing the situation super realistically. Does that make sense? Maybe you're thinking, maybe this is somebody that you just recently met or you just got involved with, and you're thinking like, this is the person I'm going to marry, this is the person I'm going to be with forever for the rest of my life. And that might be true. However, that's, you know, that's a very romantic, like, not super realistic approach, I guess. So that's interesting, guys. So how the situation appears, we have time for a nap. So time for a nap, this card talks about rest. It talks about taking a break from something, putting something on pause. And for the truth of the situation, we have the separation card. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So these 2 cards are actually saying like similar things, which is kind of weird. For our clarifiers, we have the 6 of Pentacles, we have the 5 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, and we have Justice. Sorry, we have Justice and the 3 of Wands. Oh. Okay. All right. Hold on 1 second, y'all. For some of you, this is somebody that you have been in separation from. So, actually, okay, the reason that we have the same general energy for how the situation appears and how the situation really is because it is exactly how it appears to be. I feel like whoever this person is that you maybe are idealizing or romanticizing, you're not really in touch with. You're kind of out of contact with this person, or you have little contact with this person. I feel like you're not actually with this person in a relationship, but maybe you're hoping to be. And I think possibly because this person's not a major part of your life right now, you have been maybe projecting certain qualities onto them, such as, it's like, you're thinking like I said, like, maybe this is somebody that you really want to be with, that you want to marry, that you want to have family with, that you want to live with forever, and you're kind of just seeing them as like the ideal partner, this like Disney prince or princess or whatever, like this person has no flaws, I want to be with them because they're perfect and we're soulmates or whatever. And you might be soulmates because, we have these two cards here that are suggestive of that. But I think that you're projecting qualities onto this person that they might not actually possess. Does that make sense? For the past energy, we've got the Three of Wands. Or actually, yeah, this is like past and present energy. So I feel like you've kind of been waiting on this person for a while. And, it's since you're not really in touch with them, you are in this kind of separation with the Five of Cups being here. This is indicative of like the grief, the sadness, maybe some kind of conflict that happened between you that caused this separation. We also have the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is saying that there is a reconciliation possible for this connection, okay? So I do get this feeling like this person, if they are not a part of your life, that they will come back in, or if, you have little contact with them, that it will improve. And I think that when that happens, you're going to be able to find that, like, balance in your perception of this individual. Does that make sense? Because Justice and the Six of Pentacles also talk about balance. Justice is about, like, balancing the scales, right? And the Six of Pentacles is, like, equality. It's reciprocation. It's an equal give and take. So we have 4 cards here that talk about balance. So I feel like the only issue here is that you don't have you might not have a accurate perception of who this person is. And that's not that you are, that's not to say that this person is actually a bad person and they're toxic or whatever, because I don't think that's the case. It's just that, again, you might be seeing this person as like a Disney protagonist as opposed to like a real human being. And I think that's simply because you didn't have an opportunity to get to know this person super well, or this person's been out of your life for long enough that you've kind of forgotten maybe like where they fall short, some of their flaws, their shortcomings, etc. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So there's not a lot here that's actually problematic or potentially harmful or negative. It's just, I think this person is going to come back around, and when that happens, I think that you're going to maybe be reminded that this person's not exactly the way that you remember, or they're not exactly the person that you would like for them to be, but they are the person that they are. And you can't change people. You have to accept people for who they are, and love them unconditionally if they're somebody that you want to have in your life. Okay, so that's really all the messages that I'm getting for pile 3. This one was kind of interesting. So I hope it resonated with you. These are just general readings, so they're not going to apply 100% to every person who sees them. Just take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. I want to thank you for watching, though, and thank you so much for supporting me. Like this video and leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts. I hope that I see you next time, pile 3. Bye! Okay. So, pile 4. Your overall theme for your reading is compassion. So let's see how that fits in here. The illusion here is finances and career. It says financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. I'm not seeing this as literally talking about finances and career. I mean, for some of you it could, but for most of you, I'm thinking that this card is just representing like the mundane, if that makes sense. Let me look at these other cards and then hopefully I'll be able to explain it better. The reality is conclusions are within reach. We've got full moon eclipse. How the situation appears, we have flexible in the reverse. And the truth of the situation, oh, we got 2 cards for this one. We have children and wedding. So I feel like a lot of you guys are thinking about a particular person, possibly somebody that you're romantically interested in, probably somebody that you're romantically interested in. And what I'm getting here is that you might be thinking that this person is not interested in you at all. And I think that's what this card is talking about. Like I said, I think this is representing the mundane. You know, a lack of emotion, maybe like distance, emotional distance, and how the situation appears with flexible reversed. In the reverse position, this card talks about like resistance. It talks about like closed-mindedness, not being open to change or different perspectives, different ideas. So you may be feeling like whoever you're thinking about is very averse to the idea of like being romantically involved with you. You might think that they have no interest in you whatsoever. However, what these cards are saying is that they actually do, or they're at least open to the idea of, you know, pursuing some kind of romantic thing with you, okay? We've got some tarot cards here as clarifiers, so let's check those out. Okay, so we've got the 4 of Swords and the 8 of Swords here, first of all. Both of these cards kind of talk about isolation, keeping to yourself. The 4 of Swords is a very contemplative kind of energy. The 8 of Swords is more like a self-imposed imprisonment, like just not wanting to be around anybody. So yeah, the person that you're thinking about could be kind of projecting these kinds of energies your way. They could be really, you know, not really interacting with you much. They could be coming across as very cold and distant, like they don't really want to talk to you, like they just want to keep to themselves, like please don't bother me, you know, that kind of thing. And it could be that that's just like their personality, that they're just somebody who doesn't express their emotions real strongly. They could just be very dry individual, like, you know, it takes a lot to get them worked up about something. We also have here the Magician. We have the 6 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, and the 3 of Cups. So these are all really good cards. And what they're telling me is that I think this is the potential here. The Magician is about manifestation. It's about creating something new, okay? So I feel like you and the person that you're thinking about absolutely could have some kind of like new beginning. Get to know each other on a deeper level. With the Three of Cups, this card is about like friendship. It's about, you know, spending time with people that you love, celebrations, you know, just having a good time. And I see this as like a potential thing for you and this person, like to become closer, to get to know each other better. I feel like that's what this person wants, but they might just be afraid to initiate. They might just be like, I don't know, they might be in a place right now where they don't feel like they can get involved with somebody romantically. Like maybe they feel like they don't have time or energy right now to invest in a relationship, and maybe that's why they're just giving you crumbs. But with the Six of Pentacles, this card talks about reciprocation, balance, and equal give and take. So this is like the connection stabilizing. This is like your person eventually being able to put in as much as you are. So like the relationship becoming balanced, the relationship, like, you know, both parties are investing equal amounts of time and energy and equal like emotional availability, I guess. And we also have the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands can talk about marriage. It's celebrations. It's happiness. It's freaking, it's awesome. This is one of the best cards. It's one of my favorites. And it's interesting because we also have the wedding card along with the children card. So this, I feel like, is somebody that could absolutely potentially be like a life partner for you. Okay? However, this doesn't have to be a romantic situation. It could even be like some kind of business partnership, or somebody that you want to work with in some other kind of capacity that just doesn't seem interested, but they're not acting interested because they have too much other stuff on their plate right now. And like these wedding cards are indicative of like the potential for a, you know, a more like work-related partnership happening in the future. Does that make sense? So this card, Compassion, what this is saying is that I think you just need to kind of have patience with this person and try to put yourself in their shoes. Try to understand that it's like, it's not you, right? It's them. It's their personal circumstances. They have too much on their plate right now. Just try to be like empathetic and understanding. You know, imagine like, how would you react, or how would you act towards, you know, something like this if you were in their shoes? Does that make sense? But basically, like, the important thing is that you need to know that it's like, it's not that they don't care about you or they're not interested in you or what you have to offer, because they are. They just have too much else going on. However, with this card being here, I feel like that is going to come to an end relatively soon, okay? Because full moons, this is about conclusions, completion, some kind of ending. So I feel like they are going to become more receptive to you in the near future. And I'm going to pull out a couple of these cards and see if there's anything that they would like to add for you, pile 4. We have 3 cards. What are they? Whoa. I don't think I'm going to take those because, I don't know, it doesn't feel right, and it's kind of more than I wanted. Can I just get like 1 or 2? 2 max, please? Whoa, okay. We've got within the next few months. So this is telling me that something is going to start happening within this relationship within the next few months. So like I said, relatively soon, maybe 3 months approximately. I feel like in general that's probably gonna be the time frame for most of you guys, like for this thing like starting to progress. And we have helpful people. So I think what this card is saying is that you just want to be compassionate and empathetic towards this person, like I already said. And you know, if you find yourself with an opportunity to help this person in any way that you can, or if you, I think just kind of like somehow like let this person know that you are there for them, that you are somebody who is going to be willing to help them in whatever way you can. And I do think that that could open up some new avenues of like interaction or communication between you, and help you maybe to like foster a relationship more quickly. Does that make sense? So that's, yeah, pile 4, that's really all the messages that I have for you today. Just give this person some time and be patient and empathetic, okay? And yeah, that's really it. I hope that this reading resonated with you, and I hope you enjoyed it. Keep in mind, these are just general readings. They're not going to apply 100% to everybody who sees them. Take what applies to your particular situation and leave the rest behind. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I hope I see you next time. And I guess that's it. I don't really have anything else to say. So, yeah, bye!